Hello, welcome to the Newspaper Review here on Top TV. Wherever you're watching us from, are you in Nigeria or you're somewhere around the world, this is where you need to be at this time because this is where we're bringing you newspapers across Nigeria with the headlines being discussed here on the program. So you're very much welcome to join us as we do that. And to do that with me is Mr. Victor Sioko. You are welcome.
Thank you.
Yes,
You
are very much welcome.
How was your weekend?
Great. I saw one of the matches. The match between Arsenal and Manchester United was quite a cracker, and it was very exciting to watch because the tension was on and all of that. And then at the end of the day, when Arsenal won, I was really surprised because I wasn't expecting that. The pressure was really hot. So that was one of my highlights for the weekend. And then I got to see one of the new blockbusters on Netflix.
You watched it?
Yeah,
wow.
Shantytown. The moment I started, I didn't want to stop.
Okay.
I had to finish all the 6 episodes in the
Are you serious?
Yes. I started.
6 at a go.
I finished it. I couldn't stop because you couldn't predict the end of the movie.
So the story was so nice.
Yeah, it was filled with a lot of intrigue, and the actions were real. I loved Chidi Mokeme's delivery of his character. It was awesome. Plus, all the big names there really delivered for me. And then the fact that you cannot predict the movie, that really kept me going. And I just wanted to see how it all ended. Whatever happened to the main character called Scar, I wanted to see to the end because it was that I felt he was such a heartless character. So I wanted to see how he ends. And for me, the ending was really rewarding and fulfilling for me.
Wow.
Yes, that's how my weekend went.
Wow.
All right, that's how our weekend went. How's your weekend? Hope you had a very beautiful weekend. And I'll repeat it again. If you haven't picked up your PVC, what are you waiting for? Please go out there and pick up your PVC from any of the INEC offices close to you. And for today, we're going to begin our newspaper readings on this day newspaper for today, the 23rd of January, 2023. All right, my name is William Sabule, by the way, if I haven't mentioned my name from my introduction. I am William Sabule. All right, let's go ahead with the headlines here. For today, 23rd of January, 2023, here on this day, we see as headline, Atiku campaign wants NDLEA, EFCC to arrest, prosecute Tinubu over drugs allegations of money laundering. Accuses former Lagos governor of looting state's treasury. Atiku lacks character to be Nigeria's president. APC fires back. All right, pick up a copy of This Day to get the full details of that story. Ahead of Buhari's inauguration, first commercial vessel berths at $1.5 billion Lekki Deep Sea Port. All right, that you find on page 6 of This Day newspaper. All right, that's very good news. At least the first vessel has landed in the Lekki Deep Sea Port. That's a good one.
Congratulations
to
Nigeria.
Yeah, to Nigeria, because of course, finally the dream has become a reality. All right, moving on to other headlines still on This Day newspaper. We see here, CBN harps on adoption of digital banking channels, moves against banks loading old notes. Details on page 8 of This Day newspaper. And we see this headline here that concerns Rivers State. It says, Donye call to Buhari, declare state of emergency in Rivers. And the main headline on This Day says here, PSC, that is the Police Service Commission, IG posting commissioners without our clearance is unconstitutional. Fears collusion with governors, says authority to assign commissioners resides with commission. Authority to assign commissioners resides with commission. And lastly, I tell this one, Ayade, only Tinubu can fix Nigeria as Buhari leads Bauchi rally today. So get details of that rally on page 50 of This Day newspaper. All right, Mr. Victor, I'd like us to talk about our state. And it's because I saw this headline, it made it to the news, that is Tony Cole calling on Buhari to declare state of emergency in Rivers State. And I'm sure he's referring to Rivers politics, because right under that headline, you see, traces violence to Executive Order 21 and 22. These orders, since the Rivers State government put it out, has raised a lot of concerns for Rivers people. that especially other parties aside the PDP. It's only the PDP that is comfortable, like Rivers PDP, that's comfortable with this Order 21 and 22. All the other political parties see this as a ploy from the state government to prevent them from freely campaigning for elections. And you can see the result of this. That's really caused a lot of rancor in between most political parties within the PDP and other parties. So now again, the topical is now calling Buhari to declare reverse politics somehow, some state of emergency in the politics here. Do you agree that it has gotten to that level?
I think it has gotten to that level. It has really gotten to that level because if you see, even for the faction of PDP that we have in the state, whenever they want to do their thing, you hear one news or the other. In as much as, yes, many of them are not really, needs to be really looked at with a microscope because, yeah, we know politicians, they also come up with their fat lies. Okay. But there is this strong one that just happened over the weekend that the HA people, that's HA local government in Rivers State, some group of politicians or thugs attacked the convoy of Dumolulu Briggs. Dumolulu Briggs is the Guba candidate of the Accord Party in Rivers State. So they went to Iweche, to be precise, in Ichie. They went to campaign and all of a sudden, gunshots everywhere. Even their Dumo's bulletproof car was attacked. So you begin to wonder why. And there are strong indications, that's from the Dumo's camp, that the LG chairman of HA masterminded all this ad. Mind you, like I say, this is unconfirmed report, will I say uninvestigated report, okay? But you and I know that they are playing dirty politics in these states. You and I know that the opposition, unfortunately for them, are being caged. They are not being allowed to express their freedom with respect to these campaigns.
True.
So in situations whereby you have to take long schedule of order or long schedule of order before you can get a place to have your campaigns. But when it comes to the PDP, as the faction that is ruling the state, you find out that you don't hear any issue about their own campaign. They go in there, have a swell campaign, and leave. They go anywhere they want to go. Peacefully. And you do not even hear that, okay, that they have, or they show evidences that, oh, we did not also flaunt these orders. Okay, to say that, okay, we've already booked this space. Here are the documents that we used to book this space. So that the people, the masses and the stakeholders of this election can say, okay, all of us are playing by the rules of the game. But whereby there are no evidences to show that you follow the law, why the other persons are crying.
And they've been accused severally of not not obeying the so-called Order 21 and 22, and that it was deliberately put out there to create this chaos in all the other political parties, while they would have a free hand to do their campaigns. And if you look at it very well, if you look at the way things are happening, that's how it's been going. They go to anywhere, use any venue they like at any time of the day or whatever, and you never hear that there's been an attack or somebody came for them. They are always, they have a free hand. But that is not the case for other political parties. In fact, speaking to some politicians that are vying for offices around the state, you hear that their posters are not even allowed to be on the wall of any or around anywhere in the state. They drag them down and all of those. It just tells you that, man, it's a big battle for these other political parties here in Rivers State.
Yes, and I also want to use this opportunity to tell the governor of the state, who has been, in terms of infrastructure, has been doing so well, that he should also think from the side that the Atiku that he is not in good terms with, that he accused him of not being fair. Okay? So he who comes to equity should come with clean hands. It's open for us here in this country that, see, you cannot be crying blue mother, but on the other side, in your own state, people see you as an emperor.
Yeah.
That if it's not by your rules, things can't work. So what am I saying? You need to allow, you are the leader of this state. You need to make the environment conducive for other politicians to campaign. It has to be that way.
Just like at
See,
the federal level, Buhari said that, okay, for this election, he's going to ensure that it is free and fair, that he's going to do everything within his power. And you can see that that's what's going on.
yes. So imagine the government of today, the APC, come out from the federal to state all those executive order 21 and 22 for the entire country. Almost Nigeria will be bleeding by now.
But that's not the case. They are doing all they can to ensure. Look at the moves by the CBN, INEC. All of these moves are to ensure that there's a fair playing ground for elections to hold. People can freely vote, and of course they don't get induced by money. Even though we know that that's going to happen, but the chances of being a widespread case has been reduced drastically. So we're going to have some kind of money sharing kind of election will not be. Maybe it may not be the order of the day anymore. So all those moves are there clearly by the federal government to ensure that elections are held in a free and fair, environment where people can freely come out and say, okay, I want to vote. But in Rivers State, that doesn't seem to be the case. It's funny, and people are beginning to feel very uncomfortable and afraid because it is not elections yet, and violence has been the order of the campaigns. Once it's another political party going out to campaign, gunshot here, gunshot there, dynamite here, dynamite there. I mean, and then when this thing make it to the press, you hear them water it down and say, it's not happening. I don't know what people are reporting fake news for, But then we see people injured every day. We know the people that are injured. We know people that are, that survived these attacks. It's very, very sad. And I think it is high time that the state government say something about this, because the attack in my one, whether true or not, have you got, but what about the people we saw injured? Did they injure themselves? Did they injure themselves and all of that? So, but I heard the state governor the other day say that they are the ones attacking themselves, or they went to a community that there is a clash between cult groups, and then it spilled off into their that campaign that the PDP has nothing to do with it. But then, I mean, who are they going to be pointing fingers at?
And if you notice, personally, I can see that the PDP in Rivers State will have a cruise control. They will cruise in to victories in most of the positions. Okay, so why then squeezing these other parties? Allow them to campaign.
True.
It's obvious that the PDP are in charge of the state. You have the structure, you have the money, you have what it takes to campaign, you have the incumbent governor with
on your side, yeah.
There's money. It's not just just over the weekend that Wike went to Abia State to donate 200 million naira to area traders. There's money. You have the chances to sweep all the whole seats in. But come on, allow people to campaign and allow people to go out and express themselves in this campaign season.
Yeah. All right, that's the headline will be taken on the this day newspaper. That is, we'll move on to other papers here, and that will be Daily Sun newspaper for today, the 23rd of January, 2023. And on Daily Sun here, we have a headline: fuel scarcity bites harder as marketers abandon cargoes over new charges. That story you find on page 26 of the Daily Sun newspaper. And as the main headline here, it says, aftermath of APC media team attacks, PDP fights back, drags Tinubu to NDLEA, EFCC, ask anti-graft, anti-drug agency, police, DSS, AGF to arrest, prosecute APC candidate, accuses APC of intimidating government agencies. Nigerians won't be swayed by your deliberate lies. APC speaking there. All right, all the stories here. We see redesigned Naira, banks fret as CBN widens stingy operations. Cash swap program kicks off today. And then also presidential election, northern governors and I suddenly behind Tinubu, says Governor Bello. Dismisses claim he is not supporting APC candidate as laughable and false. And then I'll take this. It says diphtheria deaths hit 34 as Kano registers 100 infections. Edo records 8 deaths in 10 Lassa fever cases. All right, I'd like us to talk about this diphtheria, but first let's go to the aftermath of APC media team attacks. Recently, we've seen the PDP and the APC always at each other's throats about who's good, who is not good. They have left the main campaign as to what they have to offer Nigerians. Now is fire for fire, word for word. That's what it's been about. And this time, we hear that there's been a call for the arrest of the APC candidate on drug allegations and corruption and what have you. I don't know how, these candidates get to make it to this level without proper, vetting of, their records before they get here. And now they are calling for arrests. The PDP is calling for the arrest of the APC candidate. What do you make of all of this?
Well, it's the season.
Yeah.
It's the season. And so there was this question that was asked. I hope TAF TV will be able to show that the question that was asked. That between the Atiku calling Tinubu thief and Tinubu calling Atiku thief, who is the thief among them? I think asking people outside on the streets to answer that question. Okay. Well, well, as it stands, it's quite technical right now because this is 30 years that the Jagaban of Africa was, in quotes, was said to have been into drug business or drug trafficking. But the PDP came out to say that in Nigerian law, no matter how long a crime has been committed, that investigations can still be carried on. So they are calling on the NDLEA, calling on the EFCC, and calling on the forces that be to come out and probe Tinubu. And not just relating to drugs. They are also talking about the Alpha Beta Consulting Company that is, in quotes, being owned by Jagaban of Africa. So what are they saying? They're saying that in 2002, when that company was registered, that Tinubu was the governor of Lagos State. And that was against the Code of Conduct for Public Officers. Meaning that he should be investigated and possibly tried. Okay. And if you can remember, back in the days, Mr. Dapo, that's Tinubu's ex-MD, with respect to the Alpha Beta Consulting Group, came out in the open to say that, when he had issues with him, but I'm coming to that, came out to say that Tinubu allocated 70% of the Alpha Beta company to his partners. And it came out to be, I'm reporting what that boy is saying, it came out to be that one of his ally was Oyetola. And mind you, Oyetola later became governor of Osun State. So they are trying to gather some puzzles together. But I then now ask, if it's really true that Bola Ahmed Tinubu registered that company in 2002, this case should have been resolved by now? As in, it should have been a case, a closed case by now. Because 2002 and now, and these are information that is not really in the hiding. It is there for the public. CAC documents are not so hard to get. Okay, so I do not know why. And I ask, why are they bringing out this issue as about now, almost 1 month to the election? Could it be their tactics, you ask? I do not know. Okay? But yes, we also know that the Tinubu campaign group also wants the arrest of
that's what I'm saying.
Atiku Abubakar, the vice president of the former vice president of Nigeria. They have come out, his members, his team have come out to say that Atiku stands the most probed and investigated politician in Nigeria. and that in all investigations that he has come out clean, both internationally and domestically. So, well, for me, this is time for rhetoric. But I also ask the people, are these the kind of discussions we should be having at a time like this? When petrol is 300 naira in River State and subsidy is being applied.
And then the scarcity is biting harder in states like Lagos and Abuja and other smaller states that are out there. So I don't know, but it's really sad. It's really sad. The ruling government too has even left the issue to focus on their campaigns for a new government. I mean, they've left us to our fate because they cannot be having meetings with petroleum marketers and then telling them to increase the price. And then the marketers are saying we cannot increase the price, so people are already suffering. Let's work out within the price range that is available now and see how we can, move ahead. But they are saying nothing can come out to please increase the price to suit the cost of the landing cost and all of that. So it's a sad thing that is going on. This is, for me, has been almost like one of the longest period where we've had to deal with this fuel scarcity thing. This came up, the scarcity began sometime in November. It became strong here in River State around that November. Up till now, it hasn't changed. We have been buying fuel in the last 2 months for between in fact, at some point we bought 400 naira, and now it's 300.
Even 500. Yeah. December 27th, I bought 500.
So it's a sad one, and I don't know. This is not the time for all this back and forth. Tell us what you would do. Tell us what you can do.
And not that this person ate this person ate this. That Tinubu, through his company, takes 10% of Lagos tax. And the Tinubu will say, Atiku, during his reign as VP, that he had the SPV account, this multi-purpose vehicle account. Oh, come on, these are not issues.
I also heard that the BBC is organizing a debate for them on the 20th of next month or so. I'm hoping that these guys will show up. They are all avoiding forums where they can be engaged by Nigerians to ask them very critical questions. They avoid all these forums, but you hear them talk every day. They say they cannot talk on these mediums and all of these, forums where they can, engage Nigerians. But you hear them engage Nigerians by accusing, each other every other day. What are they really
having press releases?
I don't understand. What are they avoiding? So we are really, I don't know, as a Nigerian, this is the time where you really need to kill your sentiments and begin to look at how these guys are acting, because what you see now is not going to be different from how they're going to govern this country when they finally make it there. If you give them the chance to make it into the villa, we are still going to be in the same mess for a very long time. This is the right time to open your eyes very well. Even if your candidate is not among the top 3, forces or parties, vying for this position, vote for the other candidates that are out there, the ones you believe in. Vote for them.
It's your conscience.
Yes, but it's better you waste your vote there, as it were, waste in quote, because some will tell you you're wasting the vote, that man will never win. It's better you put it there than to encourage nonsense, darkness, backwardness that we have been experiencing for this length of time. And then it is still happening. You see that they don't even care about you. You're groaning and crying over, high cost of living. Now, in a day, it's amazing how in a day you spend 10,000 naira and it feels like it's 2,000 naira. Like you don't even know how 10,000 naira disappeared from your pocket. So you go back and check, what have I even spent 10,000 naira for? Fuel. Only fuel alone has taken more than half of that money. So 10K every day. For which class of people now? For how much are you earning as salary? So it's really a tough time here for Nigerians. And we just want some kind of relief, some kind of, a breath of fresh air. Not all this, we don't want to be choked again. So open your eyes, please. Nigerians, open your eyes. Collect your PVC and show you're voting for the right candidate. All right, that's all the headlines we'll be taking today on our paper, the Daily Sun. We'll take a short break, and when we come back, we'll continue with our last paper for today. You stay tuned. Now that you have registered for your PVC, it doesn't stop there. Ensure you pick up your PVC. Be alert. Join many Nigerians to vote credible leaders that will change the tide of this nation. Do not sell your vote. Remember, this is our future. Your vote is your voice.
This message is proudly brought to you by Thav Media Limited.
All right, you're welcome back from that very short break. We're still here on the Newspaper Review here on Top TV. And if you haven't seen this before, it's your first time, do well to subscribe to this channel because we bring these headlines to you every day here on Top TV. So stay connected to us. We'll continue our headlines with Daily Trust newspaper. And on Daily Trust here, we have as headline, flight delays, theft top list as aviation ranks third in FCC PC 2022 complaints. Also, we see here as headline, 148 passengers on halt as a Takwe Warri train derails. Yes, I saw the pictures of that train derailment yesterday. All right, as main headline, we see high cost hinder consumers access to electricity meters. Only 38% of 12.6 million registered customers have meters. We were given second-hand meters with accumulated bills. Expert push for free meters. NERC says soon. Details of all of that you find on page 4 of the Daily Sun. Also, we take this very critical headline. It says diphtheria toll hits 34. Kano records 100 infections. All right, so that's all the headline we'll be taking on Daily Trust newspaper. Let's start with 148 passengers that were involved in a derailed train accident in somewhere in Abuja over the weekend. No, not Abuja though, but it was a Warri-bound train. But before that accident happened, what's your take on that? The train, train. How would I put it? Like the railway has been on the news for quite a long time, and this time it's a derailment.
Yes, at times it's just looking like we can't we can move to the the other side of using the train in this country.
Because this is a new innovation by the government. They're trying to introduce these means of transportation to Nigerians, but it has been mad with
very tough transition.
Yeah, a lot of challenges from kidnapping to derailment to here and there, and it's quite a tough time for them.
So they've not come out with the real causes of the derailment, but yeah, we saw the pictures. It looked like where the tracks were uprooted or stolen. And you know, this is no longer new.
Yes.
That even the former transport minister, that's Rotimi Amechi, proposed that Nigeria should include into its constitution that anybody that steals any part of the rail track should be charged for manslaughter.
Because that's what it is. I mean, look at the devastation it's causing. You know, this sort of accidents are avoidable, but when it happens, just imagine the rail tracks are okay yesterday, and today a train is driving past, and then, you know, they have been stolen. It will lead to this kind of derailment that we're seeing or that we saw over the weekend.
So, it puts in fears almost all the whole routes.